Hey guys, welcome to this episode of The Rachel Cruze Show. All right, a lot of people are moving. If you're not aware, moving is a big deal. And a big reason people are moving is because of financial reasons. So a couple of years ago, we started seeing a trend here in Nashville of people moving here from all over the country. And relocation is actually a trend in many states. So some of the top states that a ton of people moved to in 2021 are South Dakota, Florida, Idaho, Tennessee, and Texas. And what's something all of those states have in common? They have low or no income tax. So income tax is the amount of money that the state will take from you based on how much money you make. So there's a lot of people moving, often from high income tax areas like California and New York, because living in low income tax states will allow more money back in their paycheck. And because so many people have remote jobs, it's easier than ever. So there are a lot of types of taxes that can factor into whether moving to a place is affordable or not, like property tax, sales tax, combined sales and income tax.
Who's FICA? Why is he getting all my money?
But income tax is a huge one we're going to focus on today. So, should you be doing this too? Would a big move to a place with lower income tax be worth it to you? Well, I cannot determine that for you and your family. It has to be based on what's best for you guys and your work-life situation. But the math would show, sure, if you moved from a state that had high income tax, state income tax, to a state that had no state income tax, then obviously there'll be more money in your paycheck. But here are some ways to know if relocating could be the best option for you. If your job is remote and you can keep the salary at your current job while moving to a place that the cost of living is lower, but keep in mind some low tax states do have restrictions around moving from higher tax states. So talk to a tax pro before you move and make sure all is good. If you're currently living in a high income tax state, and some of those states out there that are the highest when it comes to state income tax in 2021 are California, Hawaii, New Jersey, Oregon, Minnesota, District of Columbia, New York, Vermont, Iowa, and Wisconsin. So if you can get a higher paying job in another state, it might be worth it. Might be worth the move. If you can pay off your debt faster by living someplace where the cost of living is lower, maybe even downsizing your home, this could be worth it. Also think about moving costs though, whether you would get a shorter commute, how the housing market is, all of it. So there's a lot to consider when you decide to move. But again, a big motivation for people is just the cost of living, which includes your state income tax and everything that comes around the idea of living in just higher priced areas. Now, you might find that you don't even have to move out of state to find a lower cost of living. So I always give the example, if you're in Nashville, the closer you are to the city, the more expensive it's gonna be. The trendier the area, the more expensive it's gonna be. But if you drive 25 miles down an Interstate 65, you really can find smaller towns that it's much more affordable. Much more affordable. So you want to really kind of figure out, okay, what's best for me and my family? I think people are just feeling the struggle of inflation a lot, and they're just making these big life decisions because money is tight, and it's like, oh, what do we do? What do we do? And it's weird because here at Ramsey, we never really gave the advice to downsize your home to get out of debt. We always say though, if your rent or your mortgage payment is more than 25-30% of your take-home pay, then it's a lot and you probably have too much house. But even if you were in that range, we would say, hey, that's a good range. But we're even finding some people are like selling and moving and renting for a while. Like people are just making these drastic moves to get their financial house in order. So you really have to figure out, hey, is moving states or moving areas right for us? Now, you can find more tips on relocating as well as home buying mistakes to avoid in this video, so make sure to check that out. And if you know someone who's thinking about moving or how they need more money in their paycheck, make sure to share this video with them. And as always, make sure to take control of your money and create a life you love.